Hey folks, we're halfway through the cruise, and I know that I posted a few fun, bit drunk videos, yesterday or the day before, and so I wanted to give you guys a sober video and make it a little bit longer, more extensive, and I wanted to go over the biggest question that people have is just how do I get started? And so I just want to help you guys identify. So take out your notepad and your pen and write down, number one, what are you looking to do? Are you looking to invest? Are you looking to money? Are you looking to invest your time and energy, sweat, blood and tears, so that way you can get money, then you can do both at the same time, and then just be passive, invest money later. You got to identify what you mean by what you want to invest. What do you want to invest in? What do you want to invest for? Your why. And then most importantly, you need to get a game plan down that allows you to maximize your potential. So if you're working a full-time job, like a 9 to 5, then you need to find out how can you get into real estate. If that's what you want to do, is invest in real estate, then how do you get in real estate to where you don't have any money and you want to start getting these leads, you want to start in marketing. Well, there's a lot of free ways to do it, and door knocking is the number one way. So most likely you live in a subdivision or you're surrounded by subdivisions. Or if you're in an apartment complex, even better, because you have a ton of people next to you and you just knock on every door and say, hey, look, I'm brand new into real estate investing and I'm trying to, or you can put it off on, I'm working for Alamo Wealth Builders, and they buy and sell and rehab real estate. And if you have any family that has real estate that they're looking to sell, here's my card. Please have them call me, and as a referral, we'll send you a $250 Amazon gift card. Why not $250 cash? Well, because people just don't believe it. It's weird. Like, cash is the best thing, but people do not believe it. But if you show them a tangible card, an Amazon gift card on there, and it says $250, they feel it's more credible. So then you'll just knock on every door in your apartment complex and you'll just hand out cards. People will know who you are. And then if you're in a neighborhood, do the same thing. Go around your entire neighborhood and ask, look, are you guys looking to sell? Do you know anybody that's looking to sell? Is Barbara up the street looking to sell? Anytime you see somebody in their yard mowing when you're driving around neighborhoods, stop and say, hey, introduce yourself. Say, hey, look, there's my card, and blah, 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 blah. And that's the way you get started. And you'll do that every evening. And you'll do it every Saturday and Sunday, and you'll grind and you'll grind and you'll grind. So that goes back to one of my other videos where I said if you have a family, it's a little bit difficult. Both of you guys have to be on the same page. The next step is, okay, fine. I did that, and actually it worked. How do I get the property under contract? Well, and that's when you would just look up on YouTube or Bigger Pockets or on here, and you would get the contract for you to either do two things. Either you can buy it or you can assign it. So when you assign a property, you are assigning your equitable interest in that property. So you're not selling the property because it's not your property to sell, but you can assign the equitable interest from the contract that you have. And what that means is that another investor like myself, you can come to me and say, hey, look, I've got this property under contract. I'm assigning the equitable interest. I'd say, great, send me the contract, let's take a look, and then I would buy it from you. I would open it up in title, go through title, or just take it off, myself and deed it and record it. And then that way I would take the property from you and you would get a sliver of the pie. That's a wholesale fee. And that's the most typical way that people get into real estate investments. And if you're not typical, if you have money, and you don't have a lot of time, but you do have the passion and the ability to flip property, so you know how houses are put together, what things mean and how much they're priced at. That way you don't get screwed over by contractors, because like my last video, those are your number one killers right there. And if you know how to do that, then great. Here's what you do. You go straight to the networks, your local real estate networks, your local meetups. Google who's the top, wholesale companies in San Antonio or whatever you're from, and just start building your list. And you're going to build your seller's list, it's called. So you're going to get on everyone's list. They're going to send you deals. you're going to analyze the hell out of them, and then you're going to bid on them, and you're going to try to get them, and then it's going to be a bid war, and especially right now in this market. And so if you've got the money, then you go down with your $2,500 or your $5,000, and you say, hey, look, there's my non-refundable. Let's open it up in title, and let's get this project underway. And then you close it out, and then you start the flipping process, which is a hassle. Okay. And so after you do the flipping and everything's moving along, and make sure you never pay contractors up front, you make sure that they're qualified, that they have all their onboarding paperwork, insurance such as that, and license and permits, and do not ever let them set on foot without a permit. They have to prove that it's their permit. Make sure you also fact check the tag, the ID number for the permit, along with their name, because it could have been a buddy that pulled the permit, or maybe they just knew the license number and all that for someone else, and they falsified it, and that happens. So make sure you're just following up and not getting conned. Okay. If everything goes smooth, everything goes well, then you're going to actually want to list the property for sale, or depending on what you're wanting to do, for rent immediately upon closing. So that way it shows the government that from day one, this was your intention with the property. And it has a lot of meaning for tax purposes. So if you're number one, you're trying to just flip it, great. And you're going to take that tax hit, but at least from day one, you can write off all of your expenses, because you are marketing that property. You're not owning the property for 3 or 4 months and then promoting and trying to sell it. So you can't use that 3 or 4 months. From day one, you're trying to sell it. So then it becomes a piece of product. And if you're holding it, then make sure you just have that intention. Hey, we're renting this beauty. Once it's going to be rehab, it's going to be beautiful. Rent's going to be this. Long-term 12-month leases available. Call now. And that way you now have the property listed, and you're generating leads before the property's even rentable. So that shows the government, like, hey, he's looking to hold it, and that's great. So now you can get those tax benefits for that. But either way, just make up your mind, make sure you're on the ball, and well, I sobered up for you guys, but now I got to go and get some drinks and go ziplining. So I'm out.